Well, here we are, 9 months to go. And while we do have a lot to figure out still, we have some of the basics covered. We're getting some of the basics down now. After a lot of hemming and hawing and perfectly healthy exchanges. I need just some ideas about the colors because I might be the wrong colors and you're gonna hate it and you're gonna have to sit there in a color you hate. We decided to go with a theme wedding. Well, 2 themes really, which is perfect. I mean, it's everything I'd hoped for because I had been begging Sean for the longest time to give me some kind of input. But he finally found something that he liked enough to try to include in the wedding. So, here's what we've decided on. Number 1, the ceremony is going to be all about Mary Poppins. Number 2, the reception is going to be inspired by Alice in Wonderland. We both had our reasons for coming to this decision. Number 1, we knew we wanted the ceremony to be a musical. We have been to so many weddings that just went on. And I understand, I get that it's extremely significant for the bride and groom who are up at the altar, but the people in the pews are bored! We are bored! We wanted to have the kind of wedding that we always wanted to go to. Number 2, we are working with a budget. We knew the motif had to be playful and silly enough to have kind of an anything goes feel to it. More importantly, we wanted the motif to not have too many rules because we didn't want to be breaking any of the rules simply because we couldn't afford to follow them. Number 3, we like kiddie stuff. We like weird stuff. We've been working with kids and acting like kids for years now at the very theater where we're getting married. We've been acting weird for even longer. A theme that is both weird and kiddie? Perfect! Mary Poppins and Alice in Wonderland fit the bill. They're practically perfect in every way. And despite the fact that they are a byproduct of a large and anti-Semitic corporation bent on perpetuating antiquated racial and gender stereotypes, we're gonna be reappropriating it. We're just taking the ideas, see? And besides, if we really want to justify it, they were both books first. So what's the problem? Well, now that we're finally at the stage of coming up with all these ideas about decorations and food and clothes, my family has started putting the kibosh on a bunch of my ideas because they think it doesn't fit in with the theme. Now, what I should have said first and foremost is that the overall theme is Sean and Shan. So anything that falls under our likes and interests is a go, right? And isn't every wedding essentially trying to operate within those parameters, the theme being the couple itself? It's the whole business of rules and etiquette that drives me craziest about weddings. Take, for example, a tea party that's choosing to serve finger foods after 6 p.m. Apparently, it's improper to serve this kind of food at that kind of time, according to people like Emily Post and the British. Well, Sean and I don't care for Emily Post's dated perspective, and we don't have any family from the UK, and no one we know regularly attends or hosts tea parties anyway, so what's the big deal? Guest expectations would be the big deal. A guest will expect a certain kind of food based on what time of day it is, apparently. And if we don't serve that kind of food at that time of day, the guests will be all disappointed, and our parents will look like they have no class and no money. Sure, it's our wedding, and we're completely focused on making the guests comfortable. And sure, it's our wedding, and we're focused on keeping them fed and entertained. But is it our job to impress them? Is it the job of any wedding to impress the people who attend it?
No.
And does this wedding need to be a parade to show off how good we are at following rules and abiding by traditions that have never applied to us and never will? Are any of you who are engaged experiencing the same kind of expectations? Please let me know I'm not alone in this.
Live a crime.